everybody, it's me, Lisa, coming to you today with some more word. So happy to see you. I hope you're happy to see me as well. Um, you may notice our scenery is a little bit different because I thought I'd move to another location, and plus it kind of correlated with what I'm going to talk about today. As you all know, Life Application Bible is what I'm always reading from, the NIV version, but I always encourage you to read what is good for you, okay? Now, in the past few videos, we have been in Luke. We're still in Luke. This is the 10th chapter, the very last verse in this particular book. Now, as I always do, I give you a little bit of background. Jesus has been invited to Mary and Martha's house, okay? Now, these two women are the keepers of this house. They own it. I don't know how that worked, but they're at the house. And so Jesus comes over, and Mary sits down with Jesus to hear what he has to say. But Martha did one of my numbers. She was up moving all around, trying to get everything cleaned up, make sure that everything was perfect. You know how we do as women. We want our house to be immaculate when somebody comes by, and so that's what Martha was doing. But let me just show you what Jesus has to say about that, okay? So remember, it was Luke 10, the very last verse, okay? It says, this is how Jesus responded to Martha. He says, "Martha, Martha," the Lord answered, "you are worried and upset about many things, but few things are needed, or indeed only one. Mary has chosen what is better, and it will not be taken away from her." So, of course, I started looking at that because it started to kind of resonate with me, because I know that I'm always busy moving around doing stuff. And, as women, we take care of the house, we take care of children. Now, my children are grown and out of the house, but, it's still things that you have to do around the house on a regular basis. And so let me just preface this by saying I'm not telling anybody to neglect their family, their home, their work, whatever it is that they do. I am just trying to say to you that even in your busyness and all of the stuff that you have to do, don't neglect God. Martha was running around and doing a whole lot of stuff. But what Jesus pointed out is what Mary was doing. She sat and listened. And he said, there won't be anything taken away from her. So with all the stuff that you have to do, and I know it's some fabulous stuff, take some time out of that sometime during the day or at night, sometime, and just spend some time with God. I was thinking when I read this, I did this little scenario. That was Jesus knocking at my door. And I invited him in and said, "Sit down. So good to see you." And then I handed him something to drink and a remote and said, "Listen, I'll be back. I got so much stuff to do, but I'll be back. So just kind of entertain yourself while I get some things done." And I thought, while I may not actually ever do anything like that, when you don't take the time to spend with God, just giving him some of your time, that's in essence what you do. You just said, "Jesus, just take a back seat because I got things that I need to get done." But I assure you that if you just take the time, spend with God, you can start with something small. In the morning when I wake up and I wiggle my toes and shake my hands and say, God, thank you for waking me up this morning. So that gets me started with my day, so that during the day sometime, I know that I have to find some time to spend with God. Throughout your day, when you're washing the dishes, when you are taking care of the kids, just say some prayers to yourself just to give thanks and spend some time with God. Now, if you notice here, now I'm going to do a Wendy Williams kind of pointing thing. There are lots of books, and these are all awesome books. Now, I haven't read them all cover to cover. Some of them I have, but some of them I've just taken some things out from them that I wanted to apply to my life, and so I've taken some things out. And while all of these books are awesome, this book will change your life. This book will make your life better. Spending some quality time with God. It's so awesome. You'll be so glad you did. Now, I said I came down here to this pictures and all of this stuff. This is my jewelry studio. This is where I actually make the jewelry. Bam. I make it. I don't know if you can see all of that. But anyway, jewelry making is so relaxing to me. And it came to me at a time that was really a real struggle in my life. I had lost my sight due to a horrific eye infection. And I don't know if you can see where one eye is lighter and darker and the other one is darker. The lighter one is because I had a couple of transplants. But during that time, it was, let me tell you, it was rough. It was painful in my spirit. It was painful physical. I couldn't even tolerate like this lightning. I couldn't even tolerate that. But during that time, I took a jewelry class, and my best friend, I love her so much, she would drive us to our jewelry class. And while I had on sunglasses because I couldn't tolerate light, I could at least see what the lady was doing and hear and different things. And that was such a good time for me because it allowed me to get out and just be around some people, because I was staying in a house because I couldn't work. It was a rough time for me. And while I knew God would give me back my sight because his word said that he is a healer, I just had to wait for it to happen. But I started to make jewelry, and so my husband created a little studio down here for me so I can get away and just do my thing. But I say that to say, with all of this, and it's quite a bit all around, and I love doing it. But more importantly than all of this fabulousness and loving to make jewelry, the Word of God has to remain. God has to be absolutely first in everything that we do. He allows us to have talents and gifts. He gives them to us and allows us to do some of the wonderful things that we do, but we can't push him out. I'll come down here. I can be down here for hours on hours, let me tell you. I throw on some Fred Hammond, some Kirk Franklin, sometimes some Anita Baker and Blackstreet. Oh yeah, I'm going to be real. But no matter what I'm doing down here, I have to always remember that God has to be first. I have to spend time with God. I invite him into my studio. I ask him, God, help me to come up with something creative because I want to make something beautiful. Help me. Incorporate God into everything that you do. He's awesome. He will help you. Don't push him out because you're so busy doing what you want to do. Include him as if he knocked on the door and came wherever you are and you said, God, this is what I'm doing. I want your help. I want you to be involved. I want your word to be intertwined in everything that I do. So, I just wanted to tell you, don't push God out. Don't be so busy in everything that you do that you don't have time for him. He wants to be a part of your life. He wants to share his word with you because, oh, it's awesome. He wants us to be fabulous. Ladies, let me just add a little side note. The fabulous, don't take away from God. He don't have no problem with that. All of this, he don't have no problem with any of it. But he has to be first. So include him in everything that you do. Everything that you do, include God. Take some time out of your busy schedule, working from home, working at the office, staying home with the kids, whatever it is that you're doing. We are in some challenging times. Times that like we have never seen before. But don't push God out. Keep him at the forefront of everything that you do. And if he knocks at your door and asks to come in, be a gracious host and let him come in and just share so many wonderful things with you through this word. That's it. So, you know what I say. Please subscribe. Give me the thumbs up. Comment if you like. I love to read it. I love to see that people are watching. That means so much to me. I so appreciate it. I don't take it for granted. I so appreciate that because everybody's schedule is busy and you don't have to take the time. But people have, and people have texted me and just gave me some encouraging words because it does encourage me. So, subscribe, thumbs up, and I'll see you later. Go create something, go make something, go do something fabulous, but keep God at the forefront of it. All right? Bye-bye.